Hi, this is a vlog. It usually is. Don't know what else would be. I guess it could be like important video public announcement, maybe, but that's about it. Sure. Sorry, I just got a Skype. Because I have friends. Yay, friends. I know it's a big shocker, but I'm driving up to Indy again tonight. And because the Super Bowl is this weekend, everyone and their brother is going to be going to Indy. So I'm kind of scared, so I'm trying to figure out what the traffic is going to be like. Because I refuse to drive if I'm going to be in, like, clusterfuck the entire way there. Anyway, so let's see. I feel like shit. I am still trying to get over the cold from hell. I've had it for a solid, 2 weeks now. And, okay, 2 weeks to be on a cold, big deal, whatever, right? But I've been on antibiotics and everything, and I've been taking cold medicine, and I should have been gone easily a week ago. Nope. And I have orange juice. Wow, that looks really weird. Just like the way, see, look, like when you push your lips around it, you kind of look like you're making a fish face. I'm a fish. Now I want to watch Finding Nemo. So, Distractible Sarah is distractible, like usual. This should surprise no one. There we go. Okay. I'm actually really sleepy. I don't always sleep very well anyway. And then I had 2 nights in a row where I had girls' night was that last night? No, the night before last was girls' night. So there was 4 of us, and we were all like trying to spoon on a futon, and it just didn't, it was like a 1-person futon, so didn't sleep so great. Wasn't really room to spread out or anything without hitting someone in the face. And then, why didn't I sleep well last night? Nightmares. I get really bad nightmares, and I just had a really bad day yesterday. I broke down in the Meyer bathroom, which is really, really pathetic. I'm sure if anybody came in the bathroom to actually, do what bathrooms are meant to do, they probably thought there was a crazy person in there. Because I'm just, sitting there sobbing, and I'm in a fucking public restroom. And it was so embarrassing because I cry really easily. Clarification there. And what's the word I'm looking for? As a kid, I was very programmed to believe, oh, this is really blue. Why is this? Okay, readjust screen. Good job, computer. Yeah. Okay. But I was really programmed to believe, crying is a sign of weakness. You don't cry around people. If you do, then something's wrong. I got a lot of, oh, Sarah, you cry too much. I got sent to the counselor for it when I was in elementary school. It was actually very traumatic. Dramatic or traumatic, I'm not sure which one I was trying to say there. But I had every right to be crying, so that's not even funny. Because the teacher lost my test and gave me a 0, even though she was the one who lost it. And I was the straight A student, and it was this huge deal because I'd never gotten a bad grade in my life, and she was going to give me a 0. And I was in 7th grade, so I guess it doesn't make me a kid, but old enough I was probably really weird that I started crying. But, and I got in a lot of trouble for bad grades at home, and that was going to drop me from, a 98% in the class to, a C. And it was not okay. And it wasn't even a hard class, and the teacher was a total bitch, so you can probably tell by the fact she freaked out because I started crying. So, there's me, and I'm sitting there, and I just, I'm like, but I did it, I turned it in. I can redo it if you want me to, I don't mind, or, and I'm like, I can have my parents write a note saying that I did it and turned it in, and she's like, and then, she's like, no, I don't have a test for you, so obviously I didn't get a test, blah, 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 and I just start crying because that's what I do when I'm upset. And she's like, are you crying? Are you crying really, really now? And she ended up yelling at me in front of the whole entire class about how I was such a baby and 7th graders are too old to cry. and I was acting insane, and I don't remember what all she said, probably because it was 7th grade, and I'm almost 21 now, so that was a long time ago. But obviously, it was a big deal to me, because I still remember it, even after all this time. And, you know, she sent me to the counselor, and I had to go to stupid counsel. Like, okay, we had, like, this dumb, you know how school counselors are, they say that they're there for counseling, but really no one uses them for counseling whatsoever. They just kind of wander around and are awkward. Yeah, that's kind of how it was. She, like, oh my gosh. I think I just uncovered, like, traumatic memory time. I know no one really cared about that story, but I care, because ever since then I've been really careful not to cry around people, because it feels like a sign of weakness. Or I know a lot of people, and I'm not saying this is right, it isn't, but, you know, I do understand that a lot of people think tears are, you know, if a girl cries, it's because she's being manipulative, and she's trying to get you to do something or be something. I've never wanted to manipulate anybody. I mean, like, okay, everyone's wanted to manipulate people at some point, but that doesn't mean I do. I mean, I'm not a manipulative person, at least I really, really, really try not to be. So, I don't know why I never actually look at the camera. I'll try to look right there. Do you see me? This is my face. Hi. Anyway, what was I even saying? Oh. I was coughing, apparently. My cough is not sounding as bad as it has been. That's good. It's production. Production? That's progress. That's what I was trying to say. I get everything mixed up. Okay, let's see. Wow. I don't remember what I was saying. So, it's okay. Oh, crying. Sign of weakness. Oh. Which is kind of bullshit, because, like, anyone I know gets really embarrassed about crying. Like, I don't know anyone who cries to manipulate people. Maybe people do. Especially, you know, I've heard a lot about that being perceived as manipulation in relationships. I'm thinking back, like, through the relationships I've had in my life. Some of them were very negative relationships, and some of them were good relationships. But through each of them, you know, I was always really reluctant to cry. And if I did cry, I felt stupid. I don't know who would do that to try to get good out of it. Or if you have a choice not to cry, why would you be crying? I don't. Although, I will tell you, I think crying does get a lot worse of a rap than it actually deserves, because I've been through a lot, obviously. Anybody who listens to my vlogs knows this. Anyone who reads my blog or talks to me in general knows this. But, you know, I did go through a phase, and sometimes I'm still in this phase, and I wish I wasn't, where, how to put it, you would give anything to be able to cry, but you just feel so empty and void, and there's a lot of catharsis in the ability to shed tears, and the ability to actually feel things and let yourself be hit by the intensity of emotion. I am somebody who has very intense emotions. I've always been that way. I always probably will be that way. One thing that I hate about the fact that I'm on, although that's an entire other issue, I'm having problems with insurance, and I am worried I'm going to have to go off my antidepressant for the next month. But that's a story for a different day, I guess. But, when I'm not on my antidepressant, you know, my emotions are very, very strong and very everything. And one thing that I actually really don't like is that I don't feel like I have as strong of emotions anymore. And I know that that's a mechanism that I need right now, because if I did feel the crux of my emotions, I wouldn't be able to handle it. But I miss it. I miss feeling things so strongly, and sometimes I still do. I'm not saying I don't have emotions. I still have emotions, and they're still a lot more passionate than a lot of people's are, probably. But they're not like they used to be, and it's weird for me. It's really weird. But going on medicine has been a really good decision for me. I'm really worried about this whole insurance thing. I had a really, really rough day yesterday, as you can tell, hence the crying in the public bathroom. And part of that was that my insurance is messed up and they're not letting me pick up my medicine because it didn't pass through insurance for some reason, and it's just a mess. And then since I'm not living in my apartment, and this is something I am embarrassed about, but whatever, it is what it is. Well, I'm not living in my apartment, so I wasn't even thinking about the fact that last time I was in my apartment, I left dirty dishes in my sink, which was really stupid of me, but it was an easy mistake. I'm also haven't really been on my ADD medicine, so I'm doing a lot of stupid ADD-related forgetting stuff. But, so you have all that, and then, sorry. So, you know, I go back home, la 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 la, time goes on. I guess my apartment manager dude, like the landlord type person, went to my apartment to do a showing, and they walked in and there was an odor. Like, because the dirty dishes had been sitting in the sink for too long. And I got in a lot of trouble. And, you know, like, he was very upset. And my parents were really upset, and there were a lot of people yelling at me because I'm irresponsible, which is true. I realize I'm irresponsible. That's why I'm in therapy, which is awesome. I'm finally in therapy again. I really like my therapist. That's really good. Oh, it's so nice. But I've only met him once, so who knows. Ugh. Let's see. Deep breath. So instead of doing everything that I actually wanted to be doing, I had to go and deep clean my apartment yesterday. And because of that, you know, I was aching all over because there was a lot of like heavy lifting involved, and I have really bad aches and pains anyway. Add that to the fact that I'm on my period, so I'm cramping. My body hurts so bad. Holy fuck. Never again, never again. And then my debit card won't work for some reason, which probably means I'm out of money, which is frustrating. I don't understand people who say being poor is really hard. Like, it's not a choice people make. And I know that for me, it's a different situation. I'm not putting myself in other people's shoes and making my life worse than it is. I know that I'm very privileged. I'm not saying I deserve to be privileged, but I am. And all I can do is try to use my privilege for good instead of for bad. I try not to let bad things happen around me, because honestly, somebody who allows evil to... there's a quote, but I forget the exact wording. It's basically just saying, you know, someone who allows evil to happen around them and doesn't do anything and just sits there and watches it, that's an evil person too. Like, it isn't just, oh, hey, I'm not doing bad things, so I'm good. You can't let bad things happen, but this world is a really bad place, so the battle's never over. You know why I don't look at the camera? It's because, one thing, if you ever watch some of my, like, really old vlogs, like, 'cause I've been vlogging for, like, a year or something now, but the reason I started in the first place is because I'm intensely camera shy. I used to be really, like, picture camera shy, and that was a big reason why I started taking, doing like a daily photo spam, because it forced me to actually put my face out there and not, you know, worry about it and kind of be like, actually get comfortable. And I guess that's a really big part of why I started vlogging too, because I'm still really, really shy with video cameras. I feel like everything I say sounds really silly, and I'm not well spoken, and I don't look good, or I don't even know. I just feel awkward. I am awkward. But I have orange juice, so it's okay. Anyway, but that's probably a big reason why I don't look at the actual, like, camera right up there. Because it makes me somewhat less, I don't know, I think I've kind of convinced myself that, like, when I'm vlogging, I don't think of it as, oh, hey, I'm talking to a camera. I like to think of it as, oh, hey, I'm talking to people. So if I can keep myself from thinking it's a camera, that's better. It's a lot better. Anyway, well, I've been talking for 15 minutes or so, so I guess I should probably roll out. I need to get ready to leave and battle off the Super Bowl traffic, and I think I'm going to grab a Monster because I'm really tired and I'm really sore, and hopefully ibuprofen helps that. If I can stop blushing, I'm so inappropriate. You probably don't want to know about my menstrual patterns, but I don't like them. Oh, also, random fun story that doesn't involve crying this time. I figured out that when you have skin problems, never try to use Icy Hot. Because I was having like all these muscle problems and I couldn't sleep. Because like I was hurting so badly, like to the point where like I just kind of wanted to like curl up in a ball, but curling up in a ball hurt. It's welcome to my life, right? So I was like, Icy Hot, awesome. So I'm like, okay, Icy Hot. And then the pain set in. Because I have really sensitive skin and I have really messed up skin. Like you can tell like my skin is just not good. It's very scarred. I have skin problems. I have some it's like lichen complex something. I forget the scientific. Anyway, whatever. All I know is when I put Icy Hot on, it burnt like a bitch. Really, really, really bad. And then I tried to shower and wash it off, and that didn't work. Most painful thing ever. Never again. Never, ever, 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 ever again. Okay, so that was that. But it's okay now. I mean, like, it still hurts, and I actually managed to burn it a little bit, so now I have a burn on top of my bad skin and my muscle aches, but whatever, welcome to my life, right? Anyway, okay, 16 minutes and 31 seconds, bring it on. Okay, if you listen to all of this, thanks for listening, and I know I always say it, but I do love you guys, and I appreciate you more than you will ever, ever, ever know. All my heart's going out to you. Yeah, like that. Okay, bye.